Seriously though, look at that texture. Tell a non-vegan that this isn't chicken.
Aloha food lovers, I'm Tiffany and this is my Vegan Aloha Kitchen. Today we are making a vegan Chinese food. This is one of those foods that I have been craving since becoming vegan. And since I live on an island, there's not a lot of vegan Chinese food options, so I knew I had to make my own. If you've been watching my channel, you know this is a part of my vegan meat alternative series here on YouTube. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to click that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and stay tuned till the end of this video to get that playlist. I'm so excited to share this recipe with you, so let's get started. We will start by making our vegan chicken. I'm including 2 recipes in this video, a seitan version and one that is gluten-free. To make our seitan, start by adding 1 package of firm tofu and 1 can of chickpeas to a large bowl or high-speed blender. Make sure to save the bean reserve from the can of chickpeas. This is called aquafaba and we will use it as an egg replacement for our batter later in this recipe. Add in 2/3 cups of vegetable broth, 2 tablespoons of oil, 3/4 teaspoons of celery salt, 3/4 teaspoons of onion powder, and a pinch of salt. I'm going to use my immersion blender here because it's 1 bowl, 1 mess to clean up. I also love how this one comes with multiple different attachments. I've been using this for everything, so I'm going to link the one I use in the description box below. Next, add in 1 1/4 cup of vital wheat gluten and hand mix until it forms a soft dough. If it feels too runny, add in more wheat gluten, 1 tablespoon at a time. Transfer it to a hard surface and knead for about 5 minutes until the dough becomes stretchy and elastic. The dough will be soft and slightly sticky. Once the dough has a fibrous texture, we're going to transfer it to the fridge to let the gluten bind for at least 30 minutes. Next, roll the dough into a log and cut and divide into 3 pieces. Place each cutlet on a sheet of parchment paper or aluminum foil. Flatten and wrap tightly. Place a steamer basket in a large pot and fill it with water just to the bottom of the basket. Then bring the water to a boil. Place the cutlets in the basket, reduce the water to a simmer, and steam for 30 minutes. Remove from the steamer and place in the fridge to cool. When cool enough to handle, chop your cutlets into bite-sized pieces, prepare your veggies, and set aside. Making this recipe gluten-free is really simple and just as delicious, and in the process I'm going to show you how to make the best tofu that has that authentic texture. Start by freezing a block of tofu. This is going to change the consistency and make the tofu more dense. Remove from the freezer and allow to thaw. Next, wrap with a paper towel or clean dish towel and press. You can do this with a fancy tofu press or by placing a cutting board on top and applying pressure. Leave this to sit and press for about 30 minutes. Now here is the secret. We will freeze the tofu again to create a chewy meat-like texture and then repeat the process. Once completely thawed for the second time, cut it into bite-sized cubes and set aside. While the tofu is thawing, you can start on your sweet and sour sauce. Start by setting a pot on the stove to medium-high heat. Add 1 clove of garlic, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1/4 cup of rice vinegar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 tablespoon of sesame seeds, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Mix until well combined. Bring the mixture to a boil, stirring constantly. Once the mixture is boiling, add in your veggies. Turn down the heat to medium-low and allow to simmer for 10 minutes. While this is simmering and thickening up, we're going to create our tempura batter. This is the best recipe I have found for creating that crunchy outer shell. It works with veggies and tofu. It's perfect for onion rings. And the thing I really love about this recipe is you can use it in an air fryer, in the oven, or by just deep frying it. To start, set a deep skillet over medium-high heat and add in oil. I'm using a peanut oil for this recipe. It has a mild flavor that works really well with the tempura batter. It also has a high heat index, so it's not gonna brown and burn our cutlets. Allow this to heat up while preparing your batter. To make the batter, simply add a 1/2 cup of flour, a 1/2 cup of cornstarch, 4 cups of aquafaba. That's going to be the chickpea reserve that we saved from earlier in the recipe. Then add a 1/2 cup of cold seltzer water and salt and pepper to taste. If you are making this recipe gluten-free, you can simply swap out the 1/2 cup of flour for any gluten-free version. You could also add an extra 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Set this aside and add cornstarch to a large Ziploc bag or container. Add in the cutlet pieces and shake until all the pieces are well coated. Dip the cutlets into the batter and then add to the hot oil. You can also cook these in the air fryer at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, or cook them on the skillet for 2 to 3 minutes until golden brown. Transfer to a plate with some paper towels to absorb the excess oil. Then add the pieces into the sweet and sour sauce. Make sure the pieces are fully coated. Garnish with sesame seeds, shallots, and enjoy.
Look at that. It honestly tastes just like I remember chicken tasting. It's so good. I'm in close. Let's hear that crunch. Oh my goodness.
Hi there, thank you for watching. You can help be a part of the growth and help support my channel by leaving a thumbs up, sharing this video on social media, and letting me know what you think in the comment box below. As always, mahalo, and I'll see you in the kitchen.